have a soft spot for games that are a little old-fashioned, like a straightforward strategy RPG that gets straight to the point and lets me learn from my mistakes. Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, a well-done remaster of 1992's Fire Emblem Gaiden, is exactly that, and it makes me happy. War and tactics are the backbone of any Fire Emblem, and surprise! The story is all about guiding not one but two armies led by a pair of star-crossed teams named Alm and Celica against an evil empire. Because there's always an evil empire. A hackneyed premise? Yep, but watching the angsty teens slowly unspool the truth behind the unending war makes for some good soap opera. The teens have two different missions on opposite sides of the continent of Valentia, which meant I spent most of the 30-hour adventure shuffling the respective armies between battlefields on the world map, while using a clever resource management system to swap inventory between the two armies whenever one of their supply chains got too low. Although Echoes is a full, gussied-up remake of a 25-year-old game, its roots are still pretty old. Because of that, its combat isn't as deep or nuanced as modern Fire Emblems. At first, I was disappointed at all the features it lacks. There's no rock, paper, scissors weapons mechanic to help dictate which units counter which. Adjacent allies don't double-team enemies or shield each other from attack. Enemies and maps offer very little variation, and my dreams of hooking up devil-may-care mercenary Saber with pious priestess Celica were dashed because there's no marriage system. As time went on, however, I came to fully embrace the more straightforward style. There's a joy to the cerebral gymnastics of intensely studying an opponent's stats and movements. I felt especially clever when I changed the battlefield to my advantage, like using boarding planks to bottleneck pirates while my mage tossed fireballs at them, or used weapons with special abilities, like a sword that can summon lightning. It's moments like these that make Fire Emblem Echoes rewarding to play. As fun as combat is, there are also plenty of head-banging, soul-crushing, I'm gonna frisbee my 3DS straight into the recycling bin difficulty spikes. Okay, that hurts. Spellcasting baddies spammed my forces with wave after wave of winged beasts, and witches ping-ponged between trees, picking off my most vulnerable units. I love the challenge of modern Fire Emblem games, but these are infuriating even after switching to casual mode. Developer Intelligence Systems apparently knew this because it introduced a helpful feature that alleviates some of Echo's more jaw-clenching moments. The handy Milla wheel lets you turn back the clock on battle-related brain farts that got your units killed, or whenever they miss a target. If you've bought the amiibo, you can also summon ghostly apparitions of Alm and Celica for a single round of combat. They cost a chunk of health every time you call on them, but in too close-to-call battles, their presence sometimes made the difference. Echoes doesn't just update the battle system. In an intriguing toe dip into the world of more action-based exploration, this new version lets you guide Alm and Celica through 3D dungeons as they scrounge for coins and participate in hidden object mini-games where you scoop up rare weapons and health-replenishing food someone carelessly left on the ground. Smashing gold-filled crates with a sword and feeding a hungry army with floor fish is weirdly satisfying, and a welcome reprieve from the daily grind of combat. I disliked the tie-in fatigue system that forced me to stop exploring and swing by the local goddess shrine to restore my health or consume valuable items. But I did like that the goddess makes it easier to promote or change your unit's job class than in other Fire Emblems. No need to find magical seals here. Only experience and a conversation or two is required, thank you very much.
Just say the word.
On the battlefield, Fire Emblem Echoes Shades of Valentia is a delightful look into the simpler combat of Fire Emblem's past. Elsewhere, it carefully guides the series forward into new territory. There's not as much depth as I expect from the series, but whether I was exploring 3D forests, shrines, and caves in a series first, or learning firsthand why Fire Emblem's early entries are considered a formidable challenge, it was usually good old-fashioned fun. For more on Fire Emblem, check out our reviews of Fire Emblem Fate's Birthright, Conquest, and Revelation.